again, everybody. Hello, welcome to Chrissy Chaos. We have a great show for you today. Michael Cannon, Dan St. Germain's mic just broke and knob fell off. I say we just keep going.
Are we recording?
Yeah, who cares?
Oh, shit.
At
sorry.
this, dude, just
Where
leave
did
it
you even
there.
go?
Just put it on the floor. My 3-year-old will eat it. Like pack, like pack
Put it
woman.
up here. Now
Yeah, there it is.
3-year-old's
Put
gonna
it.
eat it.
Yeah, you want to put it next to Jasmine's dad's ashes?
Yeah, can you put it over
Here's
here?
Jasmine's dad. He's
Oh, he looks like a nice guy.
he likes. He was a Giants fan. He's finally reached his goal weight.
He ducked out when they franchised Daniel Jones. He's just like, we don't.
like,
Jones instead of Barkley. That's it. I'm out.
Michael Shane Cannon, of course, here.
What's
John the father, Puerto Rican John Grady here. Vito Baby Mouth, Vito Baby Teeth is at a Mets game. Mets Yankees tonight. So he also works for the Mets.
Subway Series.
Subway Series, bro. It makes me want a foot long.
You're going though, right?
They have a foot long cookie now at Subway.
I know they're like they have a foot long churro, they have a foot long they have a foot long pretzel. They just got foot long stuff. There wasn't like any like delegation over whether it was a meal or dessert.
I won't
kinda
stop
dig it.
until everybody has a picture just banging the back of their esophagus with one of
You
those.
cannot walk into a Subway sandwich shop and not smell like shit for the rest of the day.
Yeah.
Dude, I don't know what that scent is. And it's food.
It's preservatives. It has to be whatever they put, like slather that fucking whatever used to be meat in to keep it fine for you to eat.
And the bread has fiberglass in it. That's a fact,
I thought it was like
dude.
yoga
I know
mats.
it was I thought it was yoga mats.
Or is
Maybe
that
it's yoga
KFC?
mats.
Is that Taco Bell?
I love how I definitively said that's a fact, and then you guys immediately are like, it's actually yoga mats. I'm an asshole. John's got his legs out.
The most disgusting thing about Subway is just, I went to a deli last night, and it's just so when they bring the roast beef or the turkey on the cutter, and it's amazing. Subway, they just peel it back like fruit roll-ups and then throw it on your sandwich, and you're supposed to be like, yeah, this is normal. This is how.
Yeah,
this is
you
how
can
I get
literally
turkey.
see the slime attach itself to the other piece.
I'll never forget. This was 2008, maybe.
Yeah.
I was at a Subway on Flatbush Avenue, right by where the Barclay Center is now. I wasn't there yet. And I was at a Subway, and this wasn't me. I was online. This lady who was making the Subway sandwiches, have all those stations, the lettuce station, the onion station, whatever. She had like those long fake nails, and one of the nails fell off into the lettuce. And then I swear to God, the guy goes, ma'am, your nail just fell into the lettuce. And she was like, well, I ain't never going to find it in that. And she just continued.
Eat fresh.
Yeah. And she just continued. I swear, she just continued down the line.
Yeah.
This guy bought the sandwich. Me and there was another guy.
He bought the sandwich after
Dude, there
that?
was me. I think so. I mean, there was me and another guy behind us. We didn't say anything. We just got off the line and left.
Oh my god.
I think. Yeah.
By the way, look at he's pulled up the pretzel, the cookie, and the churro. This looks like a fucking crime scene. Like if you take this shit away from like the green and the orange, I mean, like I don't think I've ever eaten any of the like foot long things that aren't a sandwich.
I don't think I have either. I also like how we've mentioned all the disgusting things about Subway and left out pedophilia.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, that's good.
I have a whole bit about that on Dance Fatty Dance, available free on YouTube. Please get those views up.
Oh, yes.
But it's he's like apparently getting just tons of like sex mail in prison and stuff.
Yeah, he's like
Jared?
an icon. Yeah,
From
Jared
kids?
Yeah.
No, from I think that would put him in prison for longer.
Yeah.
That was like
well,
normal
what could he
women.
do though if he's just receiving letters from underage fans?
That's true. You
Yeah.
found
There's a
Mike
loophole.
Cannon found the pedophile loophole.
What can I do? I'm just behind
Jared
bars.
theorem.
Yeah. He it's interesting because like women like him, like Scott Peterson, everybody they want to have sex with like a bad boy. And the advice that I got from someone once who said, if you ever go to prison, the number one thing you should do is tell them that even though maybe you haven't been convicted of pedophilia, you are a pedophile and you think about fucking kids all the time, and they will put
what?
This was the advice I got, and they said that they will put you in solitary confinement, and this way you'll survive.
I love that you're there for like, shoplifting from CVS. And then you're like, by the way, I'm a pedophile. you just get beat to death.
How can I make
minutes.
the situation better? I know I'm supposed to be out in a couple months to do theft.
I do love children's butts.
Chico, I'm a pedophile.
I don't know, man.
I heard it's the opposite though. Don't you get like beat with a sock full of batteries?
Didn't Larry
if you-
Nassar just get stabbed?
Yes.
Yeah, but I think that if I don't know, maybe I got bad advice.
I honestly think that's the worst advice I've ever heard. To go across everything. It's to go to prison and say you're a pedophile. I can't think of worse advice than that.
Even if you are
I've
a
heard
pedophile,
it.
that's the worst advice.
Yeah,
You should say I'm a murderer.
there's not. There he is. There's
There he
Big
is.
L.
There's my boy.
I
Man,
was
he
talking
really
about
looks
it on
like
Kurt
Pee Wee
Fiend's
Herman
podcast.
after a hard bender.
Dude, no matter which way you slice it, Joe DeRosa looks like every pedophile that's ever been convicted. Larry Nassar,
he's like-
Jared Fogle.
If you took Nasser, Fogel, Sandusky, and you all put it into one face, it would be Joe DeRosa's face.
It would say, I never promised you a rose garden on tour now.
Well, it's crazy when your shoulders are like ear length apart.
Yeah.
Like they're the exact same width all the way down.
It would only be the kid would be like, yeah, the molestation was bad, but him bitching about showbiz for an hour was way worse.
Yeah, dude. I wanted to kill myself. I couldn't hear one more thing
I
about
was like,
taste
please,
buds
put it in my
stopping.
mouth. I don't want to hear about how Comedy Central's dead now.
Yeah. So my daughter goes to gymnastics, and you're not allowed to film even like your own kid. You can't take a picture or film like the kids at all under no circumstances. And I think it's because of there's just so many gymnastic pedophiles.
I used to work in a gymnastics
yeah.
gym. I was a gymnastics coach. And the amount of just inappropriate, like not sexual or anything like that, but like gymnasts in general are like arrested development. Like they're all kind of little girls, even though even if they're 18, like on the Olympics, because they've just been doing this their whole life and have no social skills outside of that
there's
world.
some Russian guy beating him.
Yeah, dude. So it's like this insulated, weird fucking thing where like the coaches are their best friends and they go to them for everything. So it's like, of course, that shit gets like perverted.
Dude, look at this. Look at Shaq and Simone Biles. Could you imagine that?
I think they should just get rid of women's gymnastics. Just get rid of it. Like, it's just a pedophile breeding ground.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, Shaq having sex with her is like using a fleshlight.
Yes, that was.
He's
Yeah,
like literally.
it looks like his own personal fleshlight.
Simone Biles' boyfriend, every time he's in the news, he's like, damn, she's lucky to have me.
Yep.
I've never seen a guy like he's like we see him negging his girlfriend in the media all the time. He's like, I'm hotter than her. You know,
Yeah.
like,
Dude, he's like the personality and photo negative of Travis Kelce.
Yeah.
Let me see again. I forget what he looks like.
Not a bad looking guy
Yeah,
at
no,
all.
he's a good looking
No,
guy.
I think that's-
Literally every interview though was him just being. I mean, he's just like, yeah, I didn't even know who she was when she hit me
He's
up.
an NFL athlete, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I think
he
so.
is 150% cheating on her. There is no guy who's cheating on his girlfriend more than this guy. Like like how he talks about, like if I talked about my wife the way he talks about his girlfriend, and it would be over. Like a divorce papers would be next day.
You have a beautiful wife.
Thank you.
That's
lucked
like
out.
most people
You have a hot fucking wife.
Thank you,
too.
dude.
You have a
I wish
hot
you had a
wife.
cock. I wish you had a foot long
I want to
cooking.
fuck all our wives at the same
Funny to
time.
take it from you have a beautiful wife. You have a hot fucking wife yourself.
Yeah. Mike's got a hot wife. And John,
I bet your wife's pussy gets so wet.
honey.
No, is she here? Oh, Jesus.
Yeah,
was
they're here. They're
inappropriate.
upstairs. My
Oh,
daughter
God.
just heard that. Whatever. Who cares?
Oh, no, I forgot your family's all here.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know.
I'm the
One of the
worst.
biggest mistakes I made is not signing my kids up for summer camp. Now that we're just home, baby, for the next 2
Nice.
months.
Yeah, they get to hear all your fucking comedy musings.
Yeah, yeah. My daughter yesterday told me she goes because we're going to Williamsburg, Colonial Williamsburg next week for the week for like a little vacation. She was like, "Do we really have to do this? Do we really have to go to Colonial Williamsburg?" I was like, "Hun, it's going to be great. We're going to go to amusement parks. We're going to go on ghost tours. There's all like this history stuff." And she was like, "I don't want to do stuff so you can talk about on your dumb podcast." That's what you said.
Oh my God, she got right to the crux.
She knew it. And I was like,
dude, the next generation is coming, dude. That was smart as shit. She
knew
ruined and she got you pegged.
because I was
my
like,
God.
It's not my interest. It's not
That's
mom's
for sure.
interest.
Because like a 3-year-old is too young for Colonial Williamsburg.
well, no, she's not. I got
that was a premise trip.
my 9-year-old. She knew, and so
Who likes it beyond you? Like, who's into history?
None of them. I'm trying to
Nobody.
get them into history. So what I did was I told her, I was like, all right, so what I did, we had like 5 tours planned. I canceled 3 of them. So I was like, we'll go on 2 tours and 2 amusement parks. She was like, deal. As long as I don't have to hear about it in your stupid
It
show.
is a funny move that parents did. When I was 4 years old, my parents took us to like our first vacation ever to Amish country.
Oh yeah,
We went
me
to
too.
just to, in the middle. Like, it's the first time that I ever went. They just like got me acclimated to electronics, and then at 4 years old, they're like, "We're gonna spend a week where that doesn't exist."
Yeah.
and it was insane. It was fun. It was a good trip, but I remember being so frustrated because I was like, "Who is this for?"
Dude, my uncle. So I would always go to the Hershey. I would always go to Hershey Park. We would go to the Amish country, and you are not allowed to take pictures of the Amish. I don't know if you knew that.
What are
you
they,
are not allowed to.
gymnastics?
Right. Yeah. And at this time they had disposable cameras. So my uncle had a disposable camera, and he didn't know that, and he took a picture of like these Amish people, and they believe it steals their soul and
Really?
puts it
Native
into the camera.
Americans?
That's
Wait
what
a
they think.
minute. I think that's another group of people, Chris.
Oh, dude, it's also a Goosebumps book.
Dude, I'm telling you, this is what happened.
This,
and then,
this podcast should just be called Chris Lies in Real Time.
I mean, yeah, it's pretty much it. And then, so my uncle had the camera, and the Amish people were like, you need to give us that camera because, you know, we have to destroy it. We have to destroy it. And he was like, no, it's like my camera, whatever. And then the Amish guy put his hands like on my uncle, like, and like, you know, grabbed his shirt, and these guys are insanely
I
strong.
imagine they could-
And then took the camera and ripped it off and just started walking into his farm. And my uncle just like didn't know what to do, and we just left. But I saw this happen with my own eyes. He just
Wow.
ripped his camera out of his hand.
Wow, you don't want to
wild.
fight an Amish guy on his own farm.
No, dude, that's the last thing I would want.
Well, that's the thing is like you got this city Italian playing a complete away game in Pennsylvania
Yeah, for sure.
on a fucking farm. He's in a wife beater with like business pants on.
No, this is my uncle who's not even Italian. This is my uncle who was a cat judge.
What?
A what?
I have an uncle who's a world famous cat judge. He
Cat,
goes
like cats?
like, you know, like cat,
Like criminal
dog
cases?
competitions.
Oh.
He judges cat competitions. They do it. It's a huge industry in Russia and China. And my
Really?
uncle is like a world-renowned cat
What
judge.
is a cat competition? I know the dogs, they do all the tricks and stuff. What do cats
Cats
do?
are who can ignore you the
Yeah,
most
kind of
effectively.
Yeah. I don't know. It's like I think if they go
Somebody
by like
shit here?
Yeah.
Just to finding out which cat
their
shit here.
fur, maybe.
Yeah,
Something
their
like
coat.
that.
It's got to be like, yeah. I knew there is a tradition of Russian like cat circuses. I know that where they have them like do like trampoline and friggin' the high rope and all that stuff.
Do they also do high level blood doping for these cats?
Yeah,
I don't know, dude, but this
It's
guy
like just a tiger comes out.
Dude, this guy he's got a sick house in Jersey. He makes serious money. He flies first class all over the world always. He was
shit.
actually in February of 2020. He had a cat show in Wuhan. How nuts is that?
Seriously?
I swear to God.
Wait a
He was
second.
in Wuhan.
Wow.
I swear.
He brought Delta.
I think your uncle. You thought it was a wet market. It was a cat
him.
market.
Yeah. The Amish were like, no, it's not your camera. It's you have COVID.
It was a cat judge.
Yeah,
all
his
along.
Cat judge.
Cat Show is a judged event where the owners of cats compete to win titles in various cat registering organizations by entering their cats to be judged after a breed standard. Yeah, dude, this guy would he did. I mean, he says he's done cat competitions for like the what do you call the oligarchs of Russia?
Yeah.
So these are all like, I mean, these are wealthy elites that are putting this together to basically sell these purebred cats' offspring to other wealthy elites.
Yeah.
Because outside of that, it's like, if you're over 8 years old and in this competition, you're a fucking maniac.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah, it's a pretty interesting.
It feels like this is what they do when they're not like hunting homeless people for sport. It's like, oh, and then for lighter time we judge cats.
Well, it feels like almost like similar money laundering to like high art. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
How you just bid on that.
It's just kind of crazy that like they're like after the fall of the Soviet Union, just all these Russian billionaires were basically created by the U.S. by U.S. economists, and like because of that, it's just turned into like exactly what it was before the revolution. Sorry, there's nothing funny there, guys.
I don't know enough about anything.
Dude, I love.
For me
No,
to get
I want to get down that road. Us just getting down like wild.
How did we
US
create the
conspiracies.
billionaires? I just want to learn. I'm not calling you out.
I mean, there was like, I mean, I just actually listened to it on Breaking Points. They had somebody who was like a Russian expert, fall of Soviet Union. He used to be a socialist, now he's like a capitalist. But they basically brought in like when a country like falls in general, all these like finance guys from like the World Bank, they come in with like the auspices of like, well, we're gonna help everybody,
Sure,
but then they just rig the whole fucking
Come
thing,
in and create a new world order.
yeah, essentially, yeah.
Well, speaking of that,
As I wear my goofy Prada glasses,
Julian Assange, this guy, Julian Assange, has made a deal. He's gotten out of the guy co-founded WikiLeaks.
Yeah.
He's gotten out. He's been in jail since, I think, 2010, is it, John? Grady, he's been in jail for a few years in the UK, and now he's been extradited back, or no, he's making a plea deal with the US, but he would not step on US like mainland, so they flew him for $500,000. He took a private plane to a remote, the most remote US island that the US owns, closest to Australia, because he's from Australia. He was like, I do not trust the U.S. government at all. And
I think that's a smart move.
I don't want to be anywhere near it. So he's on this island. He's today got to appear in court on Zoom. I don't even know if this remote island has Wi-Fi. He's got to be there, and then he's going, and then he's back. Most people think that he's a hero.
Yeah.
What do you guys think?
I
What do you guys think? Look. And then we go like this with
What's
the ducks.
the right perception of,
Which
of
side?
Julian Assange?
I don't know. I mean, like, you know, there's I would have to really look at like what he revealed versus what he didn't reveal.
Sure.
Like, I know that a lot of the Chelsea Manning stuff was kind of trumped up. It wasn't as, but they were, you know, like they were. I mean, he did. I mean, like, what was it? It was footage of a journalist being blown up, right, or something like that.
Yeah, and it was more or less like saying that they've been spying on us, right? Like just kind of opening the floodgates of like, hey, just a heads up, you're being
Snowden too.
Yeah.
Well, this whole thing of like when we talk about like conspiracies and aliens and how things are so different now, I was reading this thing where it says like how we say things are so different now, like you know that aliens are probably real, you know, big tech and all that stuff. It's all because of this. Like the WikiLeaks people and Edward Snowden like leaked all this, and then the U.S. government had no choice but to be like, yeah, it's out there.
Yeah.
I mean, his mystique is really going to be, now that he's like going to be a free man, his mystique is going to be like fucking completely dissipate once he goes on everyone's podcast and starts his own. You know? Once
he's
like,
armchair expert.
Once I'm on real ass podcast with him and like 3 months from now,
the second
whole
I see
freedom fighter thing just goes out the window.
Yeah, dude. The second I see Julian Assange on Hot Ones, it's over.
You're gonna want a good expatriate pussy.
Yeah, dude. It's fucking. He's
I mean, he's a hero for banging Pamela Anderson.
I know.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Are they still together?
I
I
hope
don't
so.
think so. She has commitment problems. I saw the documentary Pam on Netflix.
Shout out Pam Anderson.
Dude,
One of the original
she's,
hotties.
I mean, she's like the ultimate babe from where like because we're all around the same age,
Yeah.
right? She
Yeah.
was like she was our Marilyn Monroe, 100%.
And she was the first like celebrity sex tape I ever saw.
Oh, yeah.
It was him and Tommy Lee.
Well,
you
and
know?
I saw Brett. Was it Brett Michaels? That
Her.
one. I think
That
that
was
was
her
the
and-
first one, right? The guy
that was
from
her
Poison.
and Brett Michaels, right?
Yeah, and then Tommy Lee and his absolute Duraflame log of a cock.
You know, yeah. And if you hear him talk right now, you're like, is he all there, or did he fuck half his brain away?
He might have.
Like even like his girlfriend who's smoking. It was like a Vine comedian or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
She like talks, and it's almost like, are you his nurse? Like it feels
Yeah.
like.
This is her, his girlfriend.
Yeah.
Oh my God, nice.
She's a comic.
She's a comic.
Yeah,
Oh.
she's out
Everybody's
of
a
LA.
comic.
I know. Being a comedian or being famous doesn't mean anything anymore. It's like it's
No,
so it's
you
such.
No, it's also, I think the way to differentiate it is she a stand-up or is she a comic? Because people call themselves comics just from doing like funny shit online. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
does she-
So it's like, oh, does she do stand-up?
It is.
Apparently.
There it is.
There it is.
There it is. Yeah,
I know, I saw
there
it.
she is selling more tickets than all of us.
She's Tommy Lee opening upside down playing
I
drums.
mean, she does a bit about how big her fucking husband's cock is. I know that.
And who's Tommy Lee? Yeah, she goes, my husband's cock's bigger than Simone Biles. So
she's definitely hot.
She is gorgeous.
Yeah, I mean, no one's
got super
denying
famous
that.
online.
She's married to a fucking rock star.
Yeah. She it is I mean listen, man, fucking whatever she's doing, I'm in. Sorry.
Who's she with? Is she with Tommy Lee Jones there? No, that's a different
I'm
picture.
just picking my nose on camera. I don't care anymore.
That's wait a minute, that's Photoshop. Why did someone Photoshop this?
I guess because of the name Tommy Lee.
Oh, okay.
Like just to put her with a different Tommy Lee.
Okay.
Which is very funny. I mean, at this point, though, it is like you're kind of the 4 millionth person to get to doing Tommy Lee has a big cock joke. Like that was an entire genre when that tape even came out. But it's almost like how fashion comes back. It's like certain types of comedy comes back as well. And she's all of a sudden just parroting bits that have already been done.
I guess her joke was that she was like, "What? Oh my god!
Look at that's it's soft.
Yeah.
Wait,
It
when's
comes to
that
a weird
from? When's
point,
that
though.
one from?
That's just John's personal.
He tweeted this out a few years ago.
He tweeted this out.
Yeah. It's probably still up.
That's pretty awesome, dude.
I mean, if you did that, like we've talked about it before, but it's like if you had just
it's a phenomenal cock.
8-inch soft, wouldn't you just kind of willy-nilly throw that around?
100%.
And just be proud of it and just be like, "What? We should all be comfortable with our nudity."
Yeah, I have to do things to like make my cock like I have to. Well, those are his balls. That's not how long his balls are.
Yeah,
that's
just
not
tweeted
okay.
pictures
Those are
of
his
his
balls,
testicles.
Dude, that looks
If
like
those are they hang down to like his
that
upper
looks
knee.
like hot cheese.
Yeah, yeah. Dude,
God, by the end of this, we're like Brittany Furlan was hot, but now we're like lucky Brittany Furlan.
I know. Now we're acting like Simone Biles' boyfriend. We're like so lucky.
Just to wash that hog every night.
Look at that. I love the tattoos as well.
Guys, now we're
looks
just
like he has a swastika.
You know,
on his
like
right arm.
we've like crossed from bit to just watching gay porn together. We've looked at this long enough now, where it's like it's become a different thing. Like this segment has become a different thing.
Stop with
we're on
Julian
Pornhub.
Assange. Get back Tommy's cock. Dude, did you see yesterday too? Well, a week ago now, even though technically it was yesterday. I know the fans get mad. We're like, we know that you recorded that a few days ago. Did you see in the NHL, the Edmonton Oilers were down 0-3 in the Stanley Cup to the Florida Panthers. They came all the way back and tied it 3 games to 3 games, and then they lost Game 7 last night. I was like, that's got to. It's like one of those things where like I would be playing basketball and you'd lose by 1. I'd rather lose by 100. I'd rather my dad walk out of the gym and start shooting kids as they came out of the school. That's how much we've lost by, as opposed to lose by 1. Like I'd rather that, like where it's embarrassing, as opposed to you're so fucking close.
Well, because it's easier to mourn the game while it's happening than to mourn something that close afterwards and just think about all the things you could have done to avoid it.
Yeah, dude. It's also like the Florida Panthers. It kind of feels like once you start having hockey in Florida, like it gets stupid. But they have a big fan base supposedly.
Do you guys know where they play? They play
Miami, right?
No, they play in Sunrise, Florida.
What's Sunrise, Florida?
Outside of Fort Lauderdale.
Really? It's a stupid. Yeah,
So do people go?
Nobody watched
Nobody
the Stanley
goes, right?
Cup. Nobody cared about
My
this
son
at all.
loves their team because they're big cats, because they're the Panthers.
Yeah, it's a good animal to pick as a team.
Them, the Florida Panthers, and I also feel like the Brooklyn Nets, they're teams for like little kids. Like there's some teams that are like little kid. Like if you're an adult and you like the Brooklyn Nets, I don't trust you at all. I know you know nothing about basketball.
Well, not only that, it shows that your allegiance is for bullshit because you just developed this loyalty.
Are you a Brooklyn
That's
Nets
why
fan, John?
Like
We
I'm
did
a
have Richard
Lakers fan
Jefferson
now
on.
because I was a New Jersey Nets fan, and then when
That's
they moved
different.
to Brooklyn, people were like, "Well, I couldn't be but it's a different team. I couldn't be fans of them,
Right.
I just because the colors changed, it just felt like a corporate team. It felt like almost like UBS Bank put the team together.
Oligarchs did. That guy,
Yeah.
it was
Yeah.
a rich Russian dude.
Yeah.
Petrov or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, for some reason, all the players have tiny cats now.
My uncle was sitting courtside.
I will say that sucks for Edmonton because it's like as much as like we were like, oh, Cleveland wants it, or like all these famous franchises that want. Canada desperately wants a Stanley Cup so fucking bad again, and they haven't had one since. When's the last time?
The
they've had
90s, I think. Right. The Canadians, maybe. I think it's the 90s. They haven't
Over
had
30
it.
years.
30 years
Yeah,
ago.
the Canadians. because it is one of those things where it's like, have you guys ever been to Edmonton? You ever done gigs there?
No.
I've never done Edmonton.
Dude,
no.
Edmonton
That's
is
7-day gig,
brutal.
right?
I hear it's brutal.
It's
I mean,
the-
it's like Calgary, right?
Oh my God, dude! You do the comedy club in the
Calgary.
mall, and then you stay in this that comedy condo, which
fucking
is
guys,
I
though.
think I told the story once where the comedy condo I stayed in, there was all like in Edmonton, there was all like this police commotion going on the last day I was there, and then I'm like, what the fuck? And then the owner of the club or the manager, whoever was taking me around, I forgot the guy's name. He was like, oh yeah. He goes, did you hear about that guy that decapitated somebody else on the Greyhound bus going across Canada?
That was you were there that weekend?
That guy lived in the condo, in the apartment right next door.
Yeah.
The guy's got his head chopped off.
And he started cutting pieces off the body and eating it in front of people.
I think that guy's sentence was like laughable. It wasn't that bad.
Dude, people had to
Guy who
hold the
cut
bus door shut.
Like,
so
what did he
couldn't
get?
off.
Yeah, that guy was right next door to
He
me.
was just cutting the guy's head off, coming back, showing it to the people at the door.
Yeah.
And you know that wasn't even the worst bus trip that day. Like, that wasn't the great. It's like, well, we've top 5 worst Greyhound trips, but not. We can't say it's number 1.
Yeah,
What was his? What
He was
his
not
sentence?
criminally responsible for murder.
because he was just schizophrenic.
He released. That's right. He's released.
What the
Oh my
fuck?
God!
Dude, get him on the
I was
podcast.
gonna say, dude, this guy's gonna find me and cut my head off and do a
Holy
podcast with my
shit.
severed head.
You know what? You know what's even you know what's not funny, but like if he really was mentally ill and he got the right medication, now he's just like a normal guy, like getting their coffee, and someone's like, "Did you cut that guy's head off?" He goes, "Yeah, I did. It was it was a period. I don't really like talking about it."
But
you know?
through therapy and breath work,
Yeah, yeah. That's why
All right, I'm okay. Like we had to, and then we had to be like, "Nice, can I get a selfie?" Like,
dude, the guy he ate was a fucking carnival barker. Is there any more like? Of course, this only ends in you
By the
getting
way,
eaten job.
what an
than carnival
absolutely
barker.
horrible life. You start as a carnival barker, you end up getting eaten on a Greyhound. What a proof for atheists that God doesn't exist.
what a horrible luck of the draw, man.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah. Well, that's. I mean, yeah. Well, don't go to Canada, kids.
Nope.
And
don't go
yeah, it's not safe there. What else do we got? Oh yeah, this thing. Seinfeld got heckled by these pro. Did you see this, Dan?
I saw that, yeah.
Yeah. So he had a pretty good comeback.
I thought
he
he did. I thought I'm not a huge Seinfeld stand-up guy, but I thought
the
in the
comeback
moment
was good.
it was great. He handled it as best he could.
Yeah. Is he gonna? You think he's gonna try to monetize it?
You should get it
Is he-
subtitled.
Yeah. Is he gonna
Yeah,
get
that
it?
guy really needs the money.
Yeah.
With these protesters, usually I'm like, fuck these protesters, but like, his wife is like donating to counter.
Right.
Like, she's like part of the whole like thing.
She's in the
I'm like-
IDF.
Yeah, I'm like, I kind of get this one. It's like if you don't like, I'm not saying like if you are like on that side, I kind of get this one.
I do
this is
see
a tough
his
one.
point also, though, of being like, do you think that this is having the impact you think it's having? Because
No,
you're in
for
a
sure,
comedy
yeah.
show right now. And again, to his point, you did just give a Jew money. Like, you paid to do this.
Yeah.
And also, it's only giving more promo for his show. So it doesn't really convince anybody as much as it just blows up support for each side.
Yeah.
Well, he's doing the smart thing you do when like someone's trying to cancel you, where you like lean into it and you're confident instead of like, you know, being like
Scared.
like scared or like ashamed of what's happening. You just have to no sell it.
Yeah. Let's hear it.
I would get that same reaction. I would get kicked out on my ass. Here's the other thing I think you need to go back and tell who's ever running your organization. We just gave more money to a Jew.
Yeah.
Even leading up to this, though, he has some like real, you know, you see these famous guys and you forget that they have these chops and they've gone through the club circuit and have played hell gigs and all that stuff. But he is unflappable in the moment of protesting, where he's like, do you see how well I'm doing? That's what you want to do.
Yeah.
You want to be doing well.
Yeah.
You want people to be enjoying and loving your show. But I'm doing that, not you.
not
It's
you,
just
yeah.
We have
great.
so
I like
little
it.
skills as comedians, and one of which is dealing with protesters. You know, like with the most useless fucking skill.
Dude, how about this? Speaking of like, you know, like heckling or whatever. So my friend's a cop, right?
Yeah.
And so he calls me like a week ago. He goes, bro, I just had like the craziest day. I said, what happened? He goes, so we're looking for this guy. This guy basically like tried to like assault his girlfriend, like had like a knife at like his girl, whatever. He ran away. He didn't stab her. She calls 911. She gives us the description of this guy. We're going around the neighborhood looking for him. We find him, right? He goes, I get out to like chase him, and I thought he was gonna like go run away from me. But he took one step and then turned and pulled out this huge butcher's knife.
Oh shit.
He goes, he had this huge butcher's knife. He goes, and I had to pull my gun out. He was like, I've been a cop 15 years. I never had to pull my gun out.
Holy shit.
Or very rarely pull my gun out.
Yeah.
He goes, I had to pull my gun out. And it was like 100 degrees out, right? So he's like...
He didn't shoot him, huh?
No, he didn't. He was
Finger
like...
slips.
Yeah. Whoops. He goes, I had to pull my gun out. He goes, and I got my gun out at him. And then he goes, and then the kid, he goes, I thought he was going to throw the knife at me. He puts it to his own neck. And he's like, I'm gonna fucking slit my own throat. I'm gonna slit my own throat. So he said, my friend's like, I got
like, thank God.
yeah. He's like, I got the gun out, and he was like, we're kind of like in the hood, like where this is happening, right in front of the projects. He goes, I got my gun out. I radio with the gun. He's like, I need like whatever number. All these cops come, right?
Right.
But he's like, I'm the one. I'm in the lead. I got my gun out. My boss is ready. Like, I have the gun at this kid. The kid's got the knife to his neck. And he's like 19, 20 years old. He goes, and then the people in the projects start to come out, right? And he's like, oh shit, this is gonna get bad. Like, I don't know, like news cameras next. Like my friend's like shaking, right? He's like,
of course.
But he's like, I got that fucking gun, and then out. And then he goes, all of a sudden, the people that come out, like the other guys that came out of projects, they start heckling the guy with the knife to his neck. They're like, she ain't worth it, bro. They're like, she a whore. One kid goes, he goes, is she that bitch from apartment 4B? I fucked her too. And then they're like, yo, kill yourself. And then they said one guy, they know the Colin Quinn had a big bit about this where like those kids know the law better than the cops
They're like
do.
paralegals.
And he said, so they start yelling out. They're like, yo, you just scared because you're going to go to this cell block or whatever. They're like, and you know that you're going to get fucked up there. They're like, yo, you might as well kill yourself now. They were like, yo, he said one kid yelled, he goes, yo, slit your own throat. At least you get on World Star. And then he said the kids slowly started like putting the knife down and like looking around and realizing like I'm more fucked now.
Yeah.
And he goes, and so
100%.
they arrested him. They put him in like a psych ward.
Dude, they should hire those guys as hostage negotiators from now on. Just bring a bunch of kids from the project.
Yeah.
It's like the Wiener Circle.
You ain't gonna kill him, motherfucker.
Yeah, but and then he said they started heckling my friend. They were like, yo, well, I know, whatever, officers. Like, I know you sweaty, officer. You better not let that finger slip on that trigger. They're like, somebody's like, I'm on IG Live right now. They're like, and then he said, so people are laughing, but also it was like a tense situation. But he said there was like 50 people out there just heckling this kid. And he was like, I kind of feel bad for this kid because not only is he going to go to, psych ward, but then he can't go back to the neighborhood.
Yeah.
Like, you have to move because you're going to get abused.
Yeah.
Abused. And I was like, wow, like I never thought about it like from that kid's point of view. Like, what is that kid going to do now? Like, he might as well have just fucking killed himself.
Totally. Whatever led him there was also problem enough for that to even happen.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So there's already a problem you don't even know about.
Dude, it's so funny. He's like, he told me once, he was like, we went into like this house, like of this guy. He was like, this kid came in, this like Chinese family, and this kid's like, my dad, I think he's dead in the room. So they're like, okay. So they go upstairs like to the room, and then porn is just like blasting on this guy's computer. And they go in, and he's like stiff as a rock, hands still around his dick, like full rigor mortis, like lotion, like napkins everywhere. And they're like, is he dead? And the guy my boy was like, yeah, man, I think I'm pretty sure he's dead. He goes, can I see him? He goes, are you sure you want to see him? And then he lets the kid, see his dad. And he was like, he goes, is that because he died? Like, did he die? Did his hands go like that, or was he jerking off? And my friend was like, I'm pretty sure he died jerking off.
That's like how they found Bin Laden.
What was like the porn he had, Bin Laden? I forget what it was now.
It was very basic, but like
It was
almost adorable that he liked
babies
it.
or something, like bikini babes, or it was like it was something very.
People say Mike
Dick
Cannon looks like
Johnson.
Bin Laden. You want to pull that up?
Yeah, I'll show
Do we
you
have
a
any?
couple.
Or do we have
You
any?
know?
A little bit.
It's
Yeah, no.
pretty
There's a
wild.
certain picture of Mike where he looks exactly like Osama bin Laden to the point where it's like it's a little like weird.
Yeah. Well, my dad has been calling me Muslim since I was a child.
Really? You
Yeah.
look like Muslim when you were
Always.
a kid?
I mean,
Interesting.
I'm like
my
only-
dad is a violent alcoholic.
He's a massive racist. But yeah.
Dude, Dan, do you ever me, Mike, and Dan have known each other since I want to say 2009. When Mike and I started comedy 2009, 2010.
I started
we
in
met
2006.
Dan early. Okay, so you were already doing it a few years when we met.
I was scared of Dan.
Do you ever go through this?
Was I an asshole to you?
No, not at all. You were just
nice.
good. You were good at comedy.
I remember first starting, the guys who were like really doing it were you, Mike Lawrence, Mark Norman, Sam
Mike
Morrill,
was mean. You
Sean
were
Donnelly.
nice.
Well, Mike was just autistic.
Well, and he's made amends. He's since made amends. For sure.
He has.
Yeah.
Mike Lawrence and I bonded because we were doing an open mic. And it was like outside. It was like half inside, half outside. It was in the Lower East Side. I think Jonathan Randall used to run it. And Mike made some joke, but you could hear it. Like the public could hear the open mic level of comedy. So obviously times it wasn't good, even though Mike was great. He made some kind of joke and it like pissed somebody off, like a random person walking by, and he punched Mike Lawrence.
I remember that.
Remember? And he broke his glasses, and his like whole nose was bleeding. I was in physical therapy school at the time, so I was like, I know how to give elbow massages. So I come in there and I'm like, let me look at your nose, even though I really didn't know what I was doing. But I just like put some bandages on him and I tied his glasses back together and I put them on his face. And then he like reached out to me like 10 years later. It was like, I always remembered that. Thanks.
I bet he did.
Yeah,
That's like the sweetest story you've ever heard.
It is very nice. Although he went to a doctor and he was like, yeah, this guy did it all wrong.
Yeah, you actually
your nose is never healing now.
Yeah. You need sinus surgery now because this physical therapist fucked it up. I just was shoving Ben Gay up his nostrils.
This was I didn't know this. This was an image found in Bin Laden's heart. That's so funny.
100%. This is hilarious.
Friendly reminder though, Sandoval had this.
By the way, like here, Gandolfini is fucked in this picture. He is like, I know that look. I've had that look before. That is like, well, we'll bring the party here. Look.
It's definitely a kid's birthday party.
On YouTube, you guys can see. If you don't have it, it's James Gandolfini with SpongeBob. And Gandolfini, it looks fucking crunk.
He's holding on his nose for balance.
Yeah. I just noticed that. He is.
You're sober now, Dan?
I am. Yeah, I don't drink. I've struggled a little bit with weed, but I've kicked that too. So
amazing,
Good for you, buddy.
Who's coming down the stairs? What family member? Tristan, there he is, folks.
This is like the Tonight Show for your family.
Tristan.
Bring him
Tristan's
on.
a good man. Tristan did 25 pull-ups today, 100 push-ups.
Whoa.
Tristan was absolutely crushing it. Lunges like you can't imagine, right?
Dude, good for you.
Yeah,
Shoulder
dude.
strength is huge, too. Start that early, because mine are brittle.
And he's a good boy, Tristan. My mom went to Greece, and she got us all kind of like shitty souvenir shirts that like only a mom would get, and Tristan wore his today.
That's
So it's
nice.
nice, dude.
Great kid.
It's so funny now because it used to be like, back in the day, it would be like the kids doing the goofy thing with the guitar, and then the parents be like, "Shut up!" And now kids are coming down and being like, "Are the adults dressed like Zoobly Zoo characters? Are they dressed like it's Lollapalooza in 1990 fucking two? I never want to become this. It's like the flip happened.
Well, that is actually the positive thing about our generation is we have been such a poor example of like how not to use social media, how like to be addicted to your phone and all that. That his generation, he doesn't want social media. He doesn't even want a phone. He's straight up said, he goes, because a lot of kids a few years ago were like, I want a social media for my 12th birthday or whatever. And we asked him, what do you want for your birthday? And his mom was like, do you want a social media? And he said no. And she was like, why not? And he goes, because it ruined you and dad. I was like, whoa.
Went from being proud to pissed.
I know. But whatever.
That's great. That's very conscious of him, though.
Yeah.
That's good stuff.
What is this? Morgan Wallen takes panties to the face? Love it.
Oh, yeah. Just a filthy pair.
Oh,
good
sniff
catch.
him.
Well, that's pretty good. Did he grab him?
Oh my God. Look at that. Look at that size of that crate.
I mean, that was actual. So pause it right when it falls and he catches in his hand. There is a split-second moment where he legitimately considers what Chris says. Like, watch him. It pauses and he's like, do I sniff this?
I would
or
sniff
do
those.
I throw? I would have
see
immediately.
I always see like things like this and I want to just enjoy it like as like a normal person, but it just reminds me that I can't sell tickets. Like I'm feeling good, and then it just is like, no, that's ticket sales right there.
If somebody throws panties at me, it's usually because they're going through like it's a problem. It's not like a sexy. They're like, I got to get these panties off me.
Yeah.
Something's going on.
Yeah, it's like, well, is this discharge bad?
Yeah. Also, like, this guy gets tons of ass because anyone who just throws it in the back.
Yeah.
Like, how many comics do we know that would just immediately pocket it
Yeah, he
for
doesn't give a fuck.
for that Hampton Inn when they get home?
Yeah, dude. It's Morgan Wallen's pretty awesome. See, he's a guy who defied cancel culture. He got like in trouble because he was like on tape like
Wasn't he saying the N-word?
Like, but for real, like a
he was like screaming the N-word.
yeah,
right?
yeah, like a Southern guy,
In what
like
context?
wrapped in the Confederate flag, like screaming it at people. Yeah, but yeah, I mean, his music is really fantastic.
By
what
the
did it
way,
say, but
guys,
I'm really not gay?
If you want, no, I'm really not that guy.
not that
By the
guy.
way, okay, all right. So the article is Morgan Whalen says I will never make an excuse for using racial slur, but I'm really not that guy. And this photo is the most that guy photo I've ever seen. It is like fucking Super Trooper's mustache.
Yeah.
Like in the backwoods of Appalachia. Like,
yeah. Just
it's like a redneck trying to clean up, but
Yup.
you can still see the redneck.
It looks like he's never seen a black person not on the internet.
Yeah, exactly. He's like,
Jesus, John, how's your girlfriend? Is she doing well?
Yeah, I saw her this morning.
Wait, you have a new
did you
girlfriend?
sleep by her house?
No, she was at my place last night. I dropped her off.
ooh,
John's
somebody
girlfriend
got
lives close.
sex.
Yeah, she lives close.
Yeah, she's like 5 minutes. from
Something
here.
has bloomed into an actual relationship.
That's what it's looking like. Yeah.
Wow. No kidding.
Oh yeah,
But
he's
the
got
his ex,
he's got
doesn't-
new sex face.
He does. His ex is doesn't speak English. She's a Spanish girl that doesn't speak any English. So, and she's been texting you in Spanish, yelling at you about this fucking new relationship, dude. So we're gonna have to decipher this. Yeah, what's
That's
been going
hilarious.
Yo soy
on?
problema.
Whoa, this is.
Oh.
But it's all in Spanish. Oh,
Yeah,
because you
well-
speak Spanish. Okay.
Un poco. But
Yeah. Well, I know what that means. So maybe you don't.
Me gusta.
It's actually kind of. I bet you pick it up though from Google Translate.
for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I spoke a little bit before, so it's easy.
But I think it's what are you 24, 25?
25.
I know. I think this could be it.
Yeah. But no, but this is all like Google Translate. It's like very poorly written.
Poorly
I showed
written.
you when we were in AC.
Oh yeah. I know, dude. She's it's gonna get bad. The Latinas, they're fun. It's
This is
fun.
but this is a very mature text though that you wrote her back.
Yeah, I was trying
You
to
can
be
read
nice.
that.
That's
Yeah,
amazing.
a
that
little
you
bit.
can
You have
read that.
amazing eyesight,
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah.
I
It's
can't.
only with these glasses though.
Yeah. I know. I love that. I Dan's wearing Jasmine's, however expensive they are, like actual real Prada sunglasses. And if Jasmine came
great.
down here and saw those,
What
on
if it was
his
like
face,
it gives you amazing eyesight, but also makes you gay, and you have to like decide?
Yeah.
So, like, what's worth it?
I would go gay.
We know.
It's true. Do we have? I know. Do we have any voicemails today, John, or do people just not care anymore? Okay. Does he want to say something? All right. Let's see what this guy wants to say.
What's up, Chrissy, you goddamn motherfucker.
Thank
So
you.
I'm sitting here, I work construction, I'm on the job site.
We know.
Listening to your damn podcast, you got that big greasy fuck, Nems on there, that big gorilla fuck. And I'm listening, y'all talking about hella gay shit. I got y'all on the speaker, bro. The electrician come up to me, he's like, oh, so is you the one that been making the job site smell fruity? Y'all's damn podcast. It's a damn LGBT pride show, amen, but fuck, man. Just had to let you know, I'll be getting roasted on the job because of y'all, so peace, take it easy. What's up, Mac? Fuck your life.
That is so funny.
That's it, baby. There you go.
Do you consider that ever, like the way people consume this, like just a bunch of dudes, like real men, sweating, working hard, and they're
Yeah.
listening to us
Calling you a
threatening
pussy.
blowjobs on
Yeah.
men?
Yeah, but the thing
Us
is, they
being like,
listen.
I want to get on Conan.
Tommy
Well,
Lee's
they're like-
cock is beautiful.
Yeah,
Good luck with this.
this one was kind of nuts. I mean, this was it was at least 5 minutes on Tommy Lee's cock.
Yeah,
so this one's going to be
sincerely.
tough on the job site.
Do we just want to rank all the celebrities' cock right now, or do I? Did I
Yeah.
just make myself gayer?
I want to do that. I think the biggest one is they say is Diplo's got a big one.
Diplo's got a big.
Supposedly
Wait,
Diplo's got a huge
is
cock.
his cock online?
Fine.
He's so confident in Instagram captions that I think he must have a huge cock. Like
See
he
whose
writes
dick you can find.
novellas.
Drake, I think, has got a massive
Well,
one.
you saw the
I
vid,
saw
right?
that. That was big. Yeah, that was. There's nothing to.
Tom Sizemore had a little one. I remember there was like a porn, like
Little
they would make
mushroom
fun of him
cap?
as a little dick.
Yeah,
That's
it's huge.
Yeah, that looks like a Dr.
amazing,
Seuss tree.
dude. I love that.
Yeah.
It's like bent over.
It looks like in the South Park animated movie Saddam Hussein's cock. It looks like that. Like
I bet Jason Momoa has like just an fucking thunderstruck cock.
Yeah, dude.
Maybe.
Thanks for just dead air around that. Both of you are like,
Do we? Is there some? What is?
oh, Orlando Bloom.
Why is he
Wait,
paddling
no,
naked?
Wait, he's not.
Yeah, with Katy Perry.
Seriously?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I remember
This
when
is
that
old.
came
It was
out.
like 4 or 5
Is that
years
like a
old.
nude beach thing,
No.
I guess?
I think so, yeah.
I would
It's
hope
decent.
so. I don't think it's Splash Mountain or something.
Imagine.
He looks still a little plumped up though.
God, he's got a great body though, huh?
I know he's ripped. Do you
Jesus.
think
Oh,
do you have
full
any
sleeve.
desire to be ripped?
Yes, of course.
But like, what do you do? What prevents you? Like, why don't you do
Well,
it?
I just think that like when I was younger, there were certain things I put value in and I worked hard at, and working out wasn't one of them. And because of that, I missed the window. And now I'm 40. And it's
So now
over.
you just feel like you just feel like I'll never be the guy that works out.
I think I will. I have to, but I don't think I'm ever gonna get like. I just think I'm gonna get healthy. Like like my goal is to be healthy. Like I'm 40 now, so it's like the fucking stakes have like in some ways risen, but as far as aesthetically, they've lowered.
Right.
Like I just don't want to look like shit. You
No,
know?
you can get to a place where you're like, oh, you look great for your
Yeah.
age.
I mean, who's the most ripped comic that we know?
mean,
Mark Norman's pretty ripped.
Mark Norman
He's
is pretty ripped.
surprisingly
He's
Yeah.
ripped.
muscular.
Gary
Will
Veter's actually
Sylvince.
pretty ripped.
Oh, Kumail.
Will Sylvince. Kumail.
Jesus
Yeah,
Christ.
but I mean
Right.
that's a Marvel budget.
Yeah. But it's still, you still worked for it.
He
Totally.
went from LOL to HGH, folks.
That's it. He's
Do
pretty.
you think he did that jaw thing, that Huberman like jaw bite thing? Because his jaw squared so much.
It's Stallone a little bit.
For real. I mean, that is also that is a symptom of anabolics, but I'm not.
Isn't he open about it? Didn't he say he was on juice?
Oh, did he?
No, I don't think he did. I think he's, I don't know. I mean, I don't know what they, when you have that much money, you can have a whole team of people
Yeah.
kind of like, debating what your body should almost look like,
Yeah, I mean the thing, like, it always surprises me when like very, very, very wealthy people are like obese, because all you have to do, I mean, you can take $100,000 if you have like infinity money, take $100,000 a year and just hire a chef.
Yeah.
And you'll have like anything you want will taste amazing, just cooked with healthy ingredients.
Those are the people in my mind that drink infant's blood. Like
Right.
if they're like
Yes.
400 pounds and a billionaire and have no interest in actual health, they'll like pop the top on an infant and chug plasma.
Right.
I just realized ripped comic, Tank Sinatra.
Oh, yep. Tank Sinatra.
Jesus Christ. I saw him shirtless on Instagram the other day. And was
Yeah,
like,
I know. He was
God
gardening
damn, dude.
when he was hosing off that rock.
Yeah.
I
I
was
can't
fucking-
believe you knew immediately.
I know.
yeah.
He has
we're-
that
He called
stomach
me,
that
but-
looks almost like
Jesus
a fold over
Christ,
Look at
look
that.
guy.
He's
Yeah.
open about being on steroids.
Yeah.
Is he? Oh,
He's
on
talked
steroids?
about it. But I mean, again, he still works his ass off.
Totally.
He doesn't seem like a roid freak. Like when I've hung out with him.
No, he's
briefly.
cool.
Oh, he's done fucking bodybuilding.
Oh, yeah, he's
competitions?
real deal. Tank's
Oh, I
real
didn't
deal.
know that. Okay, well, he's kind of in a different category then.
Tank's he's like whole life is fitness. Folks, I know I'm naked. Let me tell you something. What is the most valuable thing in the world? The number one draft pick? Home field advantage throughout the playoffs? Other sports related references? No. Well, yes, that is extremely valuable. And the second most valuable thing? Time, baby. Time. Managing and worrying about your body odor used to take up a lot of time. I was paranoid about smelling, especially about midday stink. It was extremely time consuming, right? Yeah. I wonder if they could see me naked in the reflection of the mirror when I just did that.
Probably.
Well, we'll see. We'll finish the ad and we'll see. Mando, baby. I love it. Gonna get butt naked right now, take a little shower, and it's gonna be great. Here's the thing about Mando, okay? First of all, it smells good. I love it. I feel super clean when I'm done with it. They got the whole body deodorant. It's seriously safe to use anywhere on your body, and I mean anywhere. Created by a doctor who saw firsthand how normal BO was being misdiagnosed and mistreated. It's aluminum-free, baking soda-free, cruelty-free. Let me tell you something. A lot of studies are coming out now that, it's not only diet and exercise. You got to be using these right soaps because they got a lot of crap in it. Well, Mando doesn't. It was made by a doctor, and it's aluminum-free, baking soda-free, and cruelty-free. Some of my soaps are being so cruel to me. It's clinically proven to control odor better than a shower with soap alone. 12 hours after a shower, the average man grundle odor level was 5 out of 10. With Mando, the average grundle odor is a 0 out of 10. You want to smell my grundle? Smell my grundle. Listen, folks, I have a discount code, luckily, to help you get hooked on my favorite smelling whole body deodorant on the market. New customers get $5 off a starter pack with our exclusive code. That equates to over 40% off your starter pack. Use code CHAOS at shopmando.com. That's SHOPMANDO.com. Use promo code CHAOS. You're going to get over 40% off your starter pack. Because new customers get $5 off a starter pack with our exclusive code. Love Mando. Get naked. All right, everyone. Rocket Money burning up all your subscriptions. Love you, Rocket Money. Shout it out. Let me ask you a question, folks. Did you find any subscriptions you forgot about or any you paid for twice and didn't realize it? Did Rocket Money cancel a subscription for you that was otherwise time-consuming? I know they did for me. Did Rocket Money alert you to an increase in subscription price or negotiate it for you? Yes, they did. I love Rocket Money. My daughter, for her 3rd birthday, her birthday present, all she wanted was Rocket Money, baby. She loves Rocket Money. What is Rocket Money? It's a personal finance app that finds and cancels your unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, and helps lower your bills so that you can grow your savings. Rocket Money will try to negotiate your bills even lower for you by up to 20%. All you got to do is submit a picture of your bill, and Rocket Money takes care of the rest. They'll deal with the customer service for you, too. I use Rocket Money, and it is as easy can be. It's one of the only subscriptions I still have on my phone because it's like a cleaning service. They clean out all. They saved me like $100 or $200 last year. Dude, I was paying for 3 Time Warner cable bills, and Rocket Money figured it out. I'm an idiot. Rocket Money has over 5 million users and saved a total of $500 million in canceled subscriptions, saving members up to $740 a year when using all of the app's features. Stop wasting money on things you don't use. Cancel your unwanted subscriptions by going to rocketmoney.com/chaos. That's rocketmoney.com/chaos. rocketmoney.com/chaos. He's great. He'll always send me like captions from like this AA book that he reads every day. They're like crazy wild life advice. That's awesome.
Yeah.
And then I'll just eat a cookie.
God, he's
good, nice and
doing
tan.
good job.
I know. And he's got the best job
His
of all of
wife
us.
must be like unbelievable.
She's great. Yeah. He's got, because he doesn't have to go on the road to like make money. He doesn't have to do that. He makes money from like home, like making memes and getting companies to like sponsor his content. Like, it can just be home all the time.
He's got a great wife.
I know. I want to kill him.
Well, those big guys, it doesn't necessarily mean they can fight, so maybe you have a shot.
That's true. You know what's crazy, dude? Like, it's crazy that I, as a goof, like when I went up to take a shower, I, as a goof, put on Jasmine's thong, thinking like it'll be funny.
Just before.
Yeah, I think it'll be funny to like when the Morgan Wallen bit thing, like, oh, I have on a thong, and then I just forgot about it. It's become like a part of my body. But
you have it on right now.
I'm fully wearing Jasmine's thong.
Can we see proof?
Dude, whale tail it, please.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Holy shit!
Dude, I did it. I just remembered now because it's become a part of my, like, I'm just
We're into the show.
Patreon.
Yeah. Oh. I just remembered. I fully have it on.
Here's the thing, it looked good.
You should just call this episode "Wait for the Panties."
Dude, this is like Jasmine's gonna find out about this and be like irate.
No, you gotta throw those out. The smell will never be the same.
I know, because I was thinking, oh, it'd be a funny bit to like do that, and then like just
Well, now you've been in it too long.
right, and I was like, oh, I'll rip farts in them, and like Jasmine, and then like none of that happened. I just kind of got comfortable with them on.
Yeah, those smell like minestrone soup now.
Yeah. Which is supposedly healthy for you, according to longevity expert Dr. Mark Hyman. No more voicemails?
I think, yeah, it's only one for
There was no advice? Nobody wants advice anymore. These pieces of shit.
They've been watching the show.
After you just show your panties, you're like, nobody wants advice anymore?
What the fuck?
Are you still writing? I remember we didn't see you for a while because you went out to LA.
I was writing on a bunch of shows, and I was writing on shows, and then I ended up developing my own stuff. this is all of a sudden. You notice how much sadder it got when I talked about actual career. But yeah, me and Soder we were just developing a show for Peacock. They just kind of passed on it, and then we have
Bastards.
I know, but it still may go somewhere, guys. Stone Cold Law, keep the fucking spirit alive.
Yes.
And then me and Soder are working on another one. So yeah, I mean, it's
awesome.
I don't know. I kind of wish that sometimes I wish I had just picked a lane, either stand up or writing, instead of like trying to do everything and making, because of that $20,000 cumulatively over the last 10 years.
Yeah, but I think because of that, your potential earnings is greater than people that just are in one lane.
Yeah.
Like you're like a
Maybe.
Swiss Army knife. You have a ton of tools, and Dan is always big up in your writing ability. Like you're just so quick. The turnover is really good. And I was that the wrestling show Peacock turned out?
Yeah.
Fuck, man, because I want to see that.
It's a great script, and it's not dead yet, so I don't want to say, but we just found out Peacock isn't. I don't know, man. It's always because I mean, you work on that. I worked on that for years.
Yeah.
That fucking show,
Yeah.
So it's always. I mean, you've probably had this where you sell a show in development that's alive for like a couple of years, and then all of a sudden it's gone.
So what I do now is because I've been through this process. I've had I think
this is like the 7th time for me.
Yeah, same with me. I've had 10 pilots, and so none of them, not all network ones. I've had a couple of network ones, a couple of whatever reality TV ones, but they've all 0 for 10. And what is that? Oh, my kids are singing. And what I realize now is when you get the opportunity.
Wait, you had a movie?
No, it was a CBS pilot that we filmed, but it's
Distefano. Oh, it's just TV movie. That's
oh,
why.
does it?
No,
Yeah,
I saw your CBS pilot.
Yeah,
I was around. I was working with Diane like a year after you.
Oh yeah, on Superior Donuts.
Yeah, we started working.
Yeah, it started. I remember that because everybody on that
pitched her
pilot.
character. Her
Yes.
fucking her character.
Everybody on my pilot got an opportunity on a CBS show the next season, or like everybody
you. That's
except for me. I was the only one I didn't get on anything, and I was always like bummed by it, but I was like whatever. But what my mindset changed to now was like, oh, the pilot.
I forgot Annie Potts is in it.
Annie
She's
Potts, great.
dude.
Like the developing of it, that is like just be happy with that because you don't know like if it's going to go into success or not.
Right.
But like the developing of it is like you got to just be like, oh, that's like the life part
Experience.
of it. Experience.
Yeah.
Like it means something. It sucks, but it means something.
I mean, yeah, it's true. It can be true heartbreak, but I don't know if the world was ready for Chazz Palmenteiri as a mainstream celebrity again. Seeing some of his interviews, I'm like, I don't know, like, could you imagine him on Good Day promoting your guys' show and just like you and your head in your hands while he like talks about various ethnicities and their aptitude for certain cognitive.
Yeah.
I'm trying to say this as nice as possible.
Yeah. Him going.
He says the N-word.
Him going on like, yeah, Good Day, Good Day America, and being like, why do we always have to press 2 for Spanish? If you're in this country, you learn English. Him just doing things like, and then he'd be like, watch the show, Distefano, CBS, Espanol.
Like it's just like, I think cops are heroes, and they're like, we asked you about your show.
He goes, yeah, this episode's about Back in the Blue. Dude, I'll never forget the very first time I met him. When we got to LA, when we cast him or whatever, he was great, Chazz. And I get there, and he's literally, I go down to the hotel gym. It's the Garland Hotel in LA. Yeah. Go there. We're there for a month. I go down, try to get a workout on him before like day one of, filming or producing the show. And he's down there in like black, like wingtip, like shoes, suit pants, and like a fucking nice, like suit jacket, like 3-piece suit almost with sunglasses on like Dan's, walking on the treadmill at 3.5 miles per hour.
I love that.
He's just walking in like in a basement gym, and he's like, "What's going on?"
I'm making fun of it, but I've been doing that for a year.
Yeah.
Walking in a suit.
I'm just not walking in a suit, but like doing walking instead of actual working out because I'm like, all right, I'll start walking.
Oh, no, that's fine.
I never start anything else. I just do the walking.
No, but the walking is, I'm all for that, but it's like to do it in a 3-piece suit with sunglasses on inside of it. It's so Chazz.
Always be ready to close the deal, dude.
Dude, he's amazing. And I learned, I've never worked with a guy where like we were doing like a run through for like like before we like film the actual pilot, like just like a run through with like the camera guys, like people are not even really paying attention, and he nailed this scene. it was like a scene of him talking to like my younger version of character, so kind of like a Bronx Tale type of thing, and he nailed it so hard that they gave him an applause break in like a run through. Yeah, I was like, holy shit. He's awesome, Chazz. But I feel like now the world's I feel like now they'd be ready.
Oh, now it's
like that's what they want.
Yeah.
Now to get canceled, you have to fuck an underage kid. Like that's the
on camera.
On camera.
Yeah.
It can't just even be a story. We need to see evidence.
Yeah. All right. Well, so wait. So where's your special out now? YouTube, baby.
Like
That's the place to be.
Like all the big greats.
Dance, Fatty Dance. That's a great fucking name.
Great title.
What a great title.
And,
where'd you film it?
I don't know why it took me a while. The Brooklyn Comedy. Well, now it's Williamsburg Comedy.
Oh,
Club.
yeah. No, that room is cool, too.
Yeah. Plus, I got a new podcast with Sean Donnelly probably coming out in the fall. So Burbs Bros.
Did you guys film any already?
We recorded one.
Yeah.
We'll definitely, we'd love to have you guys on at some point. We're going to do like some episodes, guests, some not, I don't know.
Sean Donnelly, one time we were sitting in traffic in the Lower East Side, and my daughter, Delilah, she goes, like, I wasn't even, I was looking ahead, and she goes, Daddy, look at that guy yelling into the phone. And then I look over, thinking it's going to be like some menace. It was Sean Donnelly. I was like, are you all right? He's like, yeah, they won't turn on my cable. I was like, all right, bro.
Sean's natural element is yelling on a phone at customer service.
Yeah.
I've seen him do, like, I've gone to him with I've gone with him to like a Verizon store before and not getting what he wants. And you would have think he's Sean Penn in Mystic River discovering his dead daughter's body. Like, he's like, like in the corner, like, what do you mean there's no family playing?
It's such a fun contrast too, because he's just like friendly Santa.
Oh my god!
Otherwise, like just a nice Irish lad, and then he can fucking snap on a
when
dime.
you turn that Irish darkness.
I've seen him like shove somebody at Patties.
Oh yeah, no, Sean. He's just a real deal.
I know, Sean. He shouldn't do. They can't fight. It's not a smart move, Sean.
Good old Sean Don. That'll be a fun pod. I think
so.
I'm getting to the point now. I've been doing this. I think Dan's a little long. We've been, 15 years? Dan's, it's 2006, so 18 years.
18 years.
So we've been doing this between 15,
Took 2 years off, so we're all
right, so whatever. So 15, we're all around 15 years. It's getting to the point now where it's like looping back around where like I'm reminiscing about like the open mic those days. Like I'm like, now it's almost like there's been a couple of years here where like this has become like about the business, and I'm like, this is not why I started comedy though. Like I started comedy just talk shit and not worry about the money.
My favorite time in comedy was probably like my second year in comedy, third year. Like not my favorite time in my life, but my favorite time where it was just like me, Sean, Mark Norman, Mike Lawrence, Mike Drucker, all of which have gone on to do shit, which is kind of cool. But like we, just going to open mics and then like just fucking going to, some shitty diner afterwards.
Yeah.
And, like...
I feel like I never do that anymore. Even if we're down at the Comedy Cellar, New York Comedy Club, it's like you do your spots, you go home.
I hung out for the first time last night in like 3 months.
Well, thanks for calling me. I was sitting here
with my daughter's hat on. Who was the hangout?
It was Sagalo, Feeney, like just a bunch of people. Yeah, it was just us we were the nucleus, and then and then people were coming around. We did new jokes. We watched Louis do new jokes, which is fucking awesome.
You're not even like, well, wait, you're not even like the new guy anymore.
No,
that's the weird. Like I don't know if you've been. This is the worst. I've been introduced as a New York vet, which I didn't want to hear. Like sometimes they'll say legend, and that also feels weird because I'm like, I'm not. You're just saying that because
that just means I'm older than you.
It means like I'm like 18 years. Yeah, it doesn't.
Or when somebody goes, guys, we got a special guest, big surprise, and the crowd's like, oh my god, and then it's you,
my god,
and then they're like, and the crowd, I mean, they couldn't care less. It's so embarrassing that I have to address it.
Yeah.
Let me tell you the worst intro that I've gotten in that vein. Yeah. Remember Sean Lynch?
Of course.
Yeah. Actually, super funny guy when he wasn't hammered.
Yeah. Which was never.
That's not him. But this is how he brought me up. He goes, Lenny Bruce, Richard Pryor, George Carlin, Dan St. Germain. He made me one of the top 4 greats in comedy.
That's amazing. He meant it too, I bet.
I bet he did. Sure he did.
What did
But
the
I've seen
crowd
that guy
do?
crushed. To
Oh
be
yeah,
fair.
totally.
I've seen
No,
that
he
guy
was like he's
fucking,
one of those guys
like
that
in
has
shitty rooms.
old Irish charisma.
Yes.
Like just one of those guys that belongs at a bar telling stories, that
Right.
kind of thing. He has that, but he also has that old Irish charisma where
Is he dead?
No, he's still
No,
alive.
he's still alive. But if there ever was a is he dead, Sean Lynch. Sean Lynch is the guy.
I stopped myself from driving like 11 hours to Atlanta with him to do a show in front of like 8 people.
You were like, I can't
I
do it.
almost did it. And then last minute I was like, this
Don't
isn't
do it.
like
Nick
this isn't-
Turner, I haven't seen
Yeah,
Nick
yeah.
Turner in years. I feel like there was all like that crew like that I remember. Dude, I remember seeing in the Laugh Lounge open mic.
I remember Laugh Lounge.
Laugh Lounge open mic. I remember
Holy
2000.
shit. I went there like twice. One time to just do blow.
Yeah, I believe it. So I would go in there. I would do this show called Hot Pudge Sundays. Pudge Fernandez.
I remember. Is Pudge still doing it?
Dude,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
Pudge. He comes
Did
around.
MSG
Yeah, Pudge.
with Chris?
Pudge. We had him work on a show with me in September. Pudge is one of those guys like. He would like pick me up from my mother's house when I first started comedy, like drive me around. There's a Nissan Pathfinder. And I would do shows for him. He would give me stage time, so I would go do his open mics. He called Hot Pudge Sunday. Then he had this thing at the Laugh Lounge. I forgot what it was called. Something Mondays. And anyway,
What was that? I vaguely remember that. Mocha or something like.
that.
All those show titles that if they were named by a white guy, they would be immediately called racist.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like Pudge and Jeff Hernandez ran a
Yeah.
bunch of shows down at Laugh Lounge.
Yeah.
He
Like
did Hard Knocks or whatever.
all that stuff.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then
Remember there was like Refried. That was in L.A. I guess Refried Thursdays. It was just Mexican comics. And you're like, I really hope a Mexican came up with this.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember like we would like, dude, this was a time where it's like, I remember like 2010. I think it was like 2009 or 2010. I think it was 2009. I was at the open mic at Laugh Lounge and I saw like Gerard Carmichael for like the third time he's ever been on stage.
Yeah.
With Josh Rabinowitz. They would come in, Kevin Barnett, R.I.P.
Yeah.
I just like miss those times. I was like reminiscent. Because I think it was a part of comedy was like very innocent back then. Also, like the world was different. Like
Totally.
you could just kind of whatever you wanted to say. People be like, oh, it's comedy, like whatever. You
Well,
know?
and even the successful comedians back then were less laser focused, career driven than some of the open micers now.
yeah.
Well, they
Like
always-
the conversation is all algorithm
Yeah.
if you go anywhere. Like
Oh, it's
everybody's just
terrible.
talking that shit,
It's
and it's
just-
like, oh god.
I mean, then it was like about like now we're sounding like Jeff Daniels doing the newsroom speech, but like that was really about like when we started, it was about how to be funny.
That's yeah.
And I think you guys were probably the last generation of that, and now it's become how do you blow up?
yeah.
And I think that comedy suffered because of it.
Yeah. So, but I think like if you just stick to like just keep it like Colin Quinn always will tell me like just
Heard
keep.
his new special's awesome.
Oh, it's
It is
amazing.
great.
I'm watching
Yeah.
it today.
He was like, just keep being funny because he was like, I've been in the game. Colin's been in the game 40 years. He's like, I've seen these things. Like, there's been a TikTok and a YouTube. We've called it other things,
Sure.
but it's been around where like somebody blows up off bullshit, but you just keep being funny and keep doing the stand up that you want to do. That's all you got to do.
yeah.
Well, the thing is, too, the reason we don't see each other as much is because which is good, we're all working, like, for the so a lot of the times it's like, they're not going to, you're only going to see people, like, stand up, but now that we're not in open mics, we're just not going to see each other anymore.
Yeah.
It's just...
Yeah, dude, I remember literally 2010 or 2011, me and Brian John, shout out Brian John.
I remember that guy.
Brian's great. Just put patreon.com/Christy Comedy over that. All right.
Yeah,
what are you doing for the rest of the day? You got spots tonight?
I got one at Stand Up New York, and
Wow,
that's about
Stand Up
it.
New York. But Stand Up New York, I thought
In
isn't
Times
Stand Up New
Square?
York anymore.
In Times Square. Now it's Stand Up New York, but it's in this bar Italian restaurant. It's a nice Italian restaurant. I walk in and I'm like, oh.
Bond Street or something.
Yeah,
like
Bond
that?
45.
Bond 45.
And
Yeah.
there's like nice olives, and then you go down and you have to do comedy. But like,
Because I think the old Stand Up New York location is going to be New York Comedy Club.
Yeah.
New York Comedy
That's
Club
what I heard.
bought
Yeah,
the
they
old
just bought
Stand Up
it,
New York.
they've bought the next one. And then I guess the cellar in New York are just like
Blowing
gonna
up.
own all the comedy clubs. But
Shout out, R.I.P. Quentin Heggs too. The
I never knew him.
Yeah, the longtime host, the house MC of Dangerfield's, a legendary comedy club in New York. He passed away a few days ago. I don't know what happened. I don't know if he was sick or whenever like it's vague.
I'm
I always
doing
just think
Rodney's
suicide.
this weekend. I don't know why they changed the layout. The old layout
Was
It was
the best.
perfect.
Yeah, I don't think the layout wasn't the problem. Like, you should have leaned more into the layout of like, this is crazy. This is like a 70s club.
It should have been more museum than the shuffleboard deck on the Titanic. Like, they totally wood paneled the fucking
Well,
side.
no, it just looked like it looks like a nice Greek restaurant now. It's fine. It looks like a perfectly fine place to do comedy, and it's just like the old one was like, felt like the old Merv Griffin show or something.
Summer's finally here. That means more time spent outside. Sunday mornings mowing the lawn, days at the beach, or having a drink on the deck after a long day. Make sure you're taking extra care of your hair this summer, since sun, salt, and SPF can all affect your hair health. Now is the perfect time to start taking Nutrafol. Nutrafol is the #1 dermatologist-recommended hair growth supplement brand, with over 1 million people seeing thicker, stronger, faster-growing hair with less shedding. Nutrafol's hair growth supplements are physician formulated using 100% drug-free ingredients. Their patented technology provides consistent, reliable results without compromising your sex life. That's right. I have a bunch of friends that are single, and they've had thinning hair up until this point, but right now they're growing back their hair thick, luscious with Nutrafol, and also being able to function once they get their attracted mate. Take the first step towards achieving your hair growth goals. For a limited time, Nutrafol is offering our listeners $10 off your first month subscription and free shipping when you go to Nutrafol.com/men and enter the promo code CHAOS. Find out why over 4,500 healthcare professionals and stylists recommend Nutrafol for healthier hair. Nutrafol.com, that's Nutrafol.com/men/ promo code CHAOS. That's Nutrafol.com, promo code CHAOS.
Morgan & Morgan, folks, let me tell you something about them. Life can be crazy sometimes, and one person's negligence can result in another's settlement. If you're in an accident, not calling a lawyer means you could be leaving money on the table. When you're seriously hurt, your injury could be worth millions. If you're ever injured, you can check out Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury firm. They have over 100 offices nationwide and more than 1,000 lawyers, aka 1,000 abogados. With over $20 billion recovered for over 500,000 clients, Morgan & Morgan has a proven track record of fighting to get you full and fair compensation. Submitting an injury claim with Morgan & Morgan is so easy, okay? Getting your daughter to stay in jiu-jitsu classes is hard. Submitting an injury claim with Morgan & Morgan is easy. If you're ever injured, you can check out Morgan & Morgan. Their fee is free unless they win. For more information, go to forthepeople.com/chaos or pound 529 from your cell phone. That's FOR, thepeople.com/chaos or pound law, pound 529 from your celly. This is a paid advertisement. Yeah, it was like a time capsule. So Quentin Heggs, one time I was doing, this was, I first started, I would go down to Dangerfields, and Quentin Heggs, a lot of times when you start a show, whatever, somebody, a voice of God, somebody from a microphone will bring up the host. Hey, welcome to Dangerfields. Please welcome your host, Quentin Heggs. But Quentin Heggs would bring himself up off. And I was standing there once, like I'm standing in the hallway, and I could see him by the God mic, and he goes, "You guys ready to start this show?" And people are like, "Yeah, whatever." He's like, "Welcome to Dangerfields." He's like, "Your host," and he reads off all his credits. He goes, last comic standing, and you've seen him in clubs and concerts all over. Give it up for the man, the myth, the legend, Quentin Heggs. And people are clapping, and he looked at me and goes, "I hate my life." And then he just walked out, and I feel like that might be even the last time. And I just saw the curtains closing, and then like, "What's up, New York?"
It's like him going to heaven after that.
Yeah, I hate my life. He looked right at me, dude, and he didn't know me at all. So I always, when I saw he passed away, I thought about that. I was like, man, I fucking like that guy.
Yeah,
just that one interaction.
I never met him, but one of the funniest interactions I've heard was at Dangerfields, where it was like one of the waiters, and he said this to some comic. I forget who it goes. Like the comic was about to go on stage. He goes, "You see this face? This is the face you see on the way up. and the face you see on the way down. The eeriest shit. Like he gave the person like a preview of their wife. You know?
Yeah. Dude, that's like my dad. I'll never forget, dude. My dad, he said this to me. I don't know what. He was just like in a mood, whatever. But he was kind of like this. We're sitting in traffic, right? We're going over the Verrazano Bridge back to Staten Island where he lived. And we're talking, whatever. And then he looks at me. He's driving. He goes, Christopher, or call me Christopher. Christopher, look, see this right here? He goes, my life, how I look, how I live my life, you do exactly the opposite of this, and you'll be okay, kid. You don't want to be like me. And then he turned and looked, and he got to do a fender bender. Immediately, I swear, he slammed on the front. I swear, and he goes, he looks at me, he goes, you see? And I'll never forget, we had like no cell phone. We're in the middle of the Verrazano Bridge. And he's just sitting there.
Exchanging information.
Yeah, he's
with
like,
some
this
guy.
is my life. And I never forget,
man.
I was like, oh my God, what a fucking...
He was going through
it, dude. So funny, man. So funny.
God, it is something scary. Like when you see your parents now, like your parents are getting older, and I'm 40. I don't know how old you guys are.
40. I'm going to be 40 in August.
Yeah. You guys are my age, but it's like now we're seeing our parents get older, and you know some of them. My mom died 1.5 years ago, but like,
sorry, man.
It's okay. But I'm just saying, it's like it's this terrifying thing of like. Fuck, now we're the adults?
Yeah.
We're the ones to go to if, like, there's a chaos or something.
Well, dude.
Guys with fucking wearing wigs and product.
I know.
Like, we're the first line of defense.
I know. It's funny you say that, man. I had that thought just a few days ago. We were sitting at the dinner table, and it was just a normal, regular dinner. And I was like, holy shit, I'm in charge. Like, there's nobody. I have to answer her questions. My kids now are going to ask me stuff, and I have to know what's going on. I have to know, like, even like buying a house or like taxes, I'm like, I don't fucking have anything. I'm still scared to sleep with the lights off. Like I still have to fall asleep with the TV light on. I have the TV on or else I get nervous. And I'm like, these kids are like gonna look up to me. And like I have to know it's so nerve-wracking.
But the cool thing is we're the last generation that didn't have any guidance.
Right.
Like at least they have information on how to learn finances, on how to become adults. Like we literally, I don't think I felt like my parents were born adults. They were never children for 1 minute of their lives because they didn't remember not knowing anything. So they never taught me anything.
That's a good point too. Like the other day, Jasmine asked me to put together this glass table, which I barely did. But she was like, just put it together. It was in pieces. And I was like literally panicking. I was like, I can't do it, whatever. So I texted my 13-year-old stepson, Tristan. I was like, can you come help me? And he was just he was just standing there holding the pieces. And I finally got to the point where I was like, I don't really know what to do. And he was like, it's all right, man. He goes, I'll YouTube it. So he YouTubed it, and then he did, and then I wound up just holding the pieces for him. Truly. But I was like, wow, he just has.
You're like, I bet you're allowed to marry my wife now. That's how this works, you know?
Yeah, he literally, but I was like, they kind of grow, like they've almost grown up with like, I know this is corny and you've heard this before, but they've almost grown up like they already kind of are AI, like they are the cell phone and the cell phone is them. Like the cell phone, like them knowing how to Google that and do that and having the ability to even do that is just how he grew up.
And also, that's his now dad. Like, I learned how to tie a tie from YouTube. So that's like a typical father-son connection where it's like, hey, I'll teach you how to be a man or teach you how to shave or any of that shit. All of that is on YouTube. So if you have an absent father, absent mother, whatever, you can then just forge a different relationship through technology that basically teaches you the same shit.
Yeah. But it's also like, I always feel like I can't do anything because like, I remember like putting together one of my, when my little daughter was like one, like a Fisher Price table I bought her, and I'm like trying to put it together, and my mom came in and she's like, you can't put that together. You don't know how to build anything. And I was like, fuck you, lady.
Hi, how's it going?
Hey, Chazz, this is Dan. He's got your product glasses on.
Hey, I'm sorry. Do you want to take?
That's okay.
I gave them to him.
Be careful.
All right, well, I don't want to break them, so sorry.
I'll just blame it on you then.
This is so awkward. Like having a woman discover.
Jazz, Jazz, I got something to show you.
Oh, yeah.
I got...
No, reveal.
No, and I did. I know, yeah, last week,
This is a good reveal.
This is a good reveal. And it's just one of those things where, like, I did it as a goof, and then it kind of just became a part of me, and I've been sitting here for an hour, and I only realized this now. What do you think it is?
I don't know, you're gay.
Well,
that's part of it.
Yeah, I mean, you tell me.
Babe, what are you doing?
They're honestly comfortable.
I know, right?
They are. Is it? They fit me. I've been.
Dude, I think she got kind of into it.
Yeah.
I do not like it.
You actually like that?
Does any part of it feel so delicate on your balls and being? Well,
That's good.
hello.
Hey, here's my kid.
Just to grab this, I do wear Grammy panties. I don't wear
do?
I don't wear like sexy lingerie like a thong, but I do wear old women's underwear. Yeah, I
Hey, honey, this is my friend Dan.
How are you? Nice to meet. What?
What'd you say?
You're not my friend.
Oh, she goes, you're not my friend.
She wanted to make that clear before she even introduced her name. She saw me with the prodigal glasses saying I wear old ladies' underwear, and she's like, I just want to let you know. This is where this relationship ends. She ran up the stairs.
Get beyond this.
Yeah. Where you guys go? Where? Here, take the mic.
Stay out of like my drawer.
Huh?
Stay out of my clothing drawer.
Where are you guys going?
For a walk.
By the way, I saw a pair of socks in your drawer that were men's socks that weren't mine. So what's going on?
Okay. Now you know how I feel.
What do you mean? You find women's socks in my drawer? Those are mine.
Socks, shirts.
Little doilies
Name
coming
it.
off the top.
Boy.
I like to wear.
Sunglasses. There was one time that I found sunglasses.
Those were
He blamed-
Mike's sunglasses.
he blamed
They were
you, Mike.
probably
No, they weren't.
I mean, I wear a lot
Mike,
of
you
feminine
wear Nicole's
shit.
sunglasses, right?
I wear feminine stuff all the time.
There was a pair of sunglasses in the passenger compartment. This was 2015.
Okay.
She still brings it up. Whose girl's sunglasses were there? I said they were Mike. She goes, your friend Mike was wearing women's sunglasses. I was like, he's wearing a wig.
There's a solid chance that those were mine, 100%. I'd have to see them. But
You said they were
definitely mine.
Nicole's that you borrowed.
Yeah, I borrow her.
Oh, now they're Nicole's.
I borrowed Ellie's
Okay.
hat
Yeah.
Dan's wearing your glasses. This is what men do.
Right.
That's
don't
kind
care.
of what
I
men, I
honestly
mean, men and women, we all merge into each other over time. That's why, like,
We're all Benson Boone.
You know what we look
long
like?
married couples have the same haircut.
We look,
They all just become the same person.
we look like comics that aren't selling tickets, so we're experimenting with being trans. Right now.
Yes.
We're thinking if that, maybe that'll be the antidote.
Dude, the thing was with me is I was selling. I was doing great.
money.
And then I hit
Oh
a
my god, it
fucking
became a
wall.
real conversation. Holy shit.
I wall.
Yeah,
They got too real. I got wall.
I got too real. I got too real.
It hit a wall. And now I'm not selling, but whatever.
Hey man, I had come see me live. when does this come out?
Tuesday? Monday?
I'm going to be in Chicago and at Oak Park in Illinois, and then fucking Virginia after that, guys. Get my
Oh, we're going to be in Colonial Williamsburg, Virginia. Who's
Nice.
excited?
Because he's not coming.
Oh
Yeah.
because
Won't come.
I'm not gonna. I wasn't invited, and I didn't even want to go.
Well, you know what? Just for that, Delilah, now we're going to Dan's show in Virginia.
yeah, get ready.
Yes, we
Get
are.
ready.
Can I have my Brutus hat?
Huh?
Can I have my Brutus hat?
But then how am I supposed to get this content?
Little do you know, Dan works at Colonial Williamsburg.
Yeah,
Yes.
Guess what? I got a lot of new material you're gonna see. Ooh, that must be.
He's got 20 minutes on Benson Boone. You want this hat? Why? Do you really want? Are you going to wear it outside? All right, fine. Here. All right, let's see.
I love it how this is a debate. Yes, give your daughter the child hat
Yeah, I'm like, honey, this
for the
message.
one make believe.
I'm like, have you ever heard of the algorithm? Do you want to go to school?
Your hair
Have you
right
ever
there.
threatened her by bringing her like if you keep acting up, I'm gonna bring you to an open mic?
Yeah.
That must like be where you got to come to a show.
How's my hair?
You good?
Where are you guys going?
Don't worry about it.
Honestly.
Mom wants me to go to Sephora with her.
Sephora? Great.
I'm gonna get makeup and I'm gonna put it on.
Put it on me. Are you gonna get? Can you bring me home like a salad or something like high veggies? I'm feeling really disgusting about myself. Thank you. Who are you calling?
Could it be because you have my panties on?
Why are you saying that in front of the kid?
Such a real moment.
Why would you like? She already thinks like I'm a loser.
Why? Why did she think
Now
that?
you're gonna tell her I'm wearing your underwear? How's that gonna make her feel?
Just tell her it's mine. It's Nicole.
Tell her
It's the most gaslighting thing ever. You dress up like a woman and then you start blaming other people.
I'm crazy, but that's why you love me, girl. Whoever you're calling is not picking up. All right, my family just left. Let's talk about cock. Yeah. Is Tristan still here? Yeah, I think podcasting is I feel like it's I feel like it's starting to bother my family now. Because I just say too much
I
shit.
would say they were not excited by everything
Yeah.
that was going on down here.
Yeah, they don't.
I've never had someone hate me immediately like your daughter.
Yeah,
Just immediately, right out of the gate.
right.
No way.
Now what? Why?
She wants to wear these slippers down to Austin Street.
Oh yeah, she can't wear that. Well, yeah, just give away our location too. That's smart.
I said we were walking to Austin Street if they were living. You're the one who gives our location away.
I've never said where we live. If you want to know where I live, I'll give you my exact address at patreon.com/ChristyComedy. Just for $5 a month. That's all we'll take to come know it. Yeah. That we're trying
Look
to hold
through the
on
windows.
here. Yeah. All right. All right, babes. Well, go check out Dan's special on YouTube. Dan St. Germain. Go check him out. Virginia.
She goes, no, don't.
No.
Hey, it's really funny if you're once you get to a certain age. It's really funny.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's yeah.
That's funny.
And guess what, honey? At the end of the special, if you watch the whole thing, he does nail art at the end. So that's what you really like.
She's just gonna become a Matt Rife fan.
Sure he is. Nail art will probably
What?
look like your face. Beautiful.
Nail art?
Nail art. She watches YouTube videos on nail art.
On nails? What
Yeah.
would you do with my nails? You think?
I would get some scissors.
Mm-hmm.
Cut your fingers off.
Jesus.
You cut her finger. You cut some scissors and cut Dan's fingers off.
Replace them with the microphone stick.
Oh, that's actually not a bad idea. She said she replaced
You're
your finger-
raising the Jigsaw from the Saw movies.
She said she would cut Dan's fingers off and then replace them with little microphones. It's actually not a bad
bad.
idea at all. That's actually
It's
positive.
not a good fight that finally I get over by being microphone hands.
You do man on the street like
Comic.
this.
John, any
minions.
last words? Anything to say? You want to talk shit about Vito, who's not here?
I miss Vito.
You do miss Vito?
Yeah, I hope he's doing well.
I miss him too. I miss me having to clean the sweat marks off the couch when he sits here for 2 hours.
Salt stains.
Yeah, I miss having every time Vito comes over, I have to fucking hire Stanley's cleaners to steam my couch because he's just a big sweat mark.
I'm actually gonna go get my Stanley Cup.
But all right, folks, I'll be. I got some co-headlining shows with Sam Morrill and Nimesh Patel in July and
This should
August.
be fun.
Yeah, it should be good. July, August, September. ChristyComedy.com for tickies. And that's really it. I'm kind of coming off the road. I got a special hopefully coming out at the end of the year. So if you want to see me, those are your chances. And then I'll hopefully be back on the road in maybe the winter of next year when I can just get over this crippling depression.
I'm going to be on the road July 13th, July 12th and the 13th in Portland, Maine at Empire Comedy Club.
Speaking of crippling depression.
And not selling tickets. Portland, Maine, come out to that. July 22nd, I'll be in New York at New York Comedy Club. And then the fall is the big push. I'm going to be doing a big tour in conjunction with the release of my special produced by Mr. Thong himself.
Love you.
Bye.
Bye.